This is the instant match reaction to the Bournemouth 1 Tottenham Hotspur game. And all I can say is that Tottenham were absolutely abject. Abject is the only word I can come up with for it. They were as bad as they have ever been, I would say, under Ange Postecoglou. And there's really no defense for it whatsoever. They were second to every single first and second ball. They didn't show as much desire. They barely made any chances. The only chances that they actually made against Bournemouth were right at the start of the game, where Bournemouth made 2 defensive mistakes and put us in. And Solanke couldn't finish them. And just absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling. Starting right at the beginning, Ben Davies got booked for stopping a counter-attack. He had to do it. It probably was a booking, but that put him on a booking from the start. Spurs were okay in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Good move in the 5th minute from Spurs. Matters in midfield dummied it. One of the only things in the game that he did okay. He was through. He found Decky Kulusevski on his right foot, but it was straight down Kepa's throat. Kepa, who had a decent game today, but really everything was kind of straight at him. 6th minute, good play from Kulusevski on the left, got to the byline, cut it back, but nobody there. Quite a few times in this game tonight. Spurs got to the byline, but there was nobody there. Nobody ever there with the cutback for the cutbacks. Solanke was in one-on-one in the 7th minute, but the ball wouldn't come down, and Howson put him under pressure enough to make him shoot over the bar. In the 10th minute, Spurs won the ball high. Solanke was one-on-one with the final defender, got in on the inside left position, tries to hit it into the bottom corner, but it's blocked by the defender. The first 10 minutes were undoubtedly when Spurs were looking okay, but then it all went to shit for the entire game. Terrible defending in the 15th minute. The ball bounced around the box. Dragusin tries to clear it, hits Udogie, bounces back, and they have a shot from 3 yards out, and thankfully Forster made the save, but it didn't matter because only 1 minute later they get an in-swinging corner. Bournemouth comes all the way to the back post. Nobody marks Howson at all. Here, mate, why don't you have a free header from 4 yards out? 1-0 Bournemouth. Spurs got back, 19th minute. Decky Kulusevski got into their box one of the few times, tries to bend it into the far corner, wide. Basuma booked for stopping a counter on the 20th minute. 26th minute, Bournemouth player kicks James Maddison's knee, and I thought the referee was average tonight. Again, second refereeing performance in a row that I felt was just incredibly average. The Bournemouth player was late on Maddison, got him knee high, not even a booking, whereas Spurs got 2 bookings early, and he was just giving up everything for Bournemouth as far as I was concerned. Bournemouth in the 28th minute, they were great on the transition all day and looked dangerous, especially Semenyo had a shot blocked by Davis, 28th minute. Bournemouth had their first of 2 goals disallowed in the 30th minute. He was about a yard offside. Good chance for Decky Kulusevski, 37th minute, inside right position. He should shoot, but because he'd been in that position earlier in the game, he didn't shoot this time because he'd done it once on his right foot already. Instead, tries to cut the ball to Brennan Johnson, who wasn't even there. The ball gets blocked out for a corner. In the 40th minute, the first of many times where they show Ange Postecoglou on the sidelines, just with his head in his hands. And he's in dangerous waters at the moment. The inconsistency from Spurs, the inability to get a team of highly paid players, even if they are, a lot of them kind of second string because of the injuries, he's in trouble at the moment. He really is. And then in the 43rd minute, huge save from Forster. But Bournemouth got to the byline for that so many times in this game. They cut it back. Header saved to Forster's left. Second half, 50th minute, Biss had a shot from a corner. Spurs, though, so poor in that first 5 minutes of the second half. Cuts to Ange Postecoglou on the sidelines. He's absolutely livid, and rightly so. 51st minute, Udogie got to the byline, well defended at the front stick. I'm literally giving you notes on things where we didn't even have a shot because Spurs were so poor. Cliver should score to make it 2-0 in the 52nd minute. Save from Forster. He could have passed it. He outpaced Udogie on the right wing. He gets to about 8 yards out, hits it straight down Forster's throat. 53rd minute, Gray had a shot straight down straight at Kepa. 55th minute, Spurs did get to the byline on the right. Cutback nearly found Solanke, but it was blocked. From the corner, a good cross from Kulusevski. Very nearly found Ben Davies, but it was just over his head. 56th minute, Sonny comes on for Sarr. 58th minute, Bournemouth have their second goal disallowed. Spurs have a goal disallowed. Sonny scored at the near post. Basuma started the move from winning the ball in central midfield. Comes out wide into Son in the middle, but he's about 3 yards offside, Heung-min Son. 3 yards offside, and then he's complaining at the ref like, oh, it wasn't me being offside. You were 3 yards offside, mate. Wasn't even close. Another good save from Forster in the 60th minute from Evan Nilsson, down to his right. Sonny found a good ball into Madders, tried to find a far corner. That was actually probably when Spurs got closest. Tottenham with some intricate play in the inside left position, comes to Madders with his back to goal. He tries to turn and bend it into the top left-hand corner, and it's just wide. Ben Davies goes off with an injury. Looks like his hamstring. 61st minute. Porro came on. Gray went to centre-back. Kepa finally got a booking in the 61st minute, having been wasting time the entire game. 64th minute, amazing strike from Porro on the half volley after a corner, but a good save from Kepa. 65th minute, Christie hit the post. The left-hand post should have scored, and they should have scored the following attack too, but a good tackle from Dragusin stopped that. Semenyo over the bar in the 70th minute. 71st minute, Evan Nilsson scores their second goal, but it's disallowed again. Shot from Tavernier wide just in the 74th minute. Another chance for Bournemouth in the 76th minute. This all came after Spurs had taken off Pape Matar to bring on Sonny so that we could be more creative in midfield. But that is why we don't play Maddison and Kulusevski in midfield together against teams who can break us on the transition, because Bournemouth had chance after chance. 82nd minute, another chance over the bar. Embarrassing for Spurs, I've written here. 83rd minute, Bergvall got to the byline, chipped it over the bar. 86th minute, another force to save. Bournemouth, so many chances. 88th minute, another shot over the bar from Bournemouth. And then 6 minutes of added time. Who cares? Because Tottenham were just so average. They didn't do anything. Tottenham now down in 10th place in the league after beating Manchester City at the Etihad 4-0 in one of our best performances ever in the Premier League. We have since drawn against Fulham, drawn against Roma, and lost to Bournemouth. And we have Chelsea next. And anyone who's watched Spurs all season would say, if they perform like they did tonight, they'll get done 4 or 5-0. But they'll probably put a performance on, won't they? They'll probably put a performance on. Just going into some comments, guys. Let's see what you guys are thinking at home. The Bandit, Laren Deb says, what happened to Kulu? Jack Legros says, how many managers under Enoch? Probably another manager, the way this is going, guys. Really, really terrible. Tarzan says, when you have injuries, don't move players out of position to cover. It makes it worse. That on top of injuries, you have others playing out position. It's a disaster. Anthony Can says, Ange needs to go. Guys, let me know in the comments how you feel about Ange right now. Steve Dyer, currently 10th. We could be 13th before we play on Sunday. Yesh says, to a man, we are dreadful. Keep your comments, guys coming in. Really appreciate it. Man Bear Pig says, can we talk about how lazy and sloppy we are when we have throw-ins? All set pieces. We concede goals from set pieces. Other teams know that they can cause us damage from set pieces. So they do, but every time we have a set piece, nobody is in any danger of causing any chances for Spurs. So poor. Steve Dyer says, Barnaby, I think the writing could be on the wall for Ange. Well, I'm not sure if the writing's on the wall, but it's certainly, if you know, and I know there are a lot of Australian fans out there who could say, how could you blame Ange for any of this? He's had so many injuries or whatever. But if you look at the experience, the history of Tottenham Hotspur under Daniel Levy, if you look at that, then you know that he gets the itchy trigger finger as soon as it looks clear that we can't make top 4. And these performances, last couple of games, no chance of that. Absolutely no chance of that. RB says Son isn't a captain. Maddison is not a captain. Romero is temporary. Spurs, here is the problem. No leadership. Yep. Okay, I'd have to agree with that. Jason Lemakin says every team has injuries. That's also true, but Tottenham are top of the list in terms of injuries. You've got to have that caveat. Stuart Dack rightly says Bournemouth should have won 4 or 5. DJ Samuel says Levy out. A lot of people in the comments tonight just feeling incredibly strongly about Daniel Levy and about Ange Postecoglou. Anthony Can says, I'm a season ticket holder, but can't go and watch this tripe under Ange. Can I just ask then, where is, obviously it was tripe tonight. It was absolute dross. I completely agree. But where is the kind of, how does it work that we're so good against Man City and then so poor against Bournemouth? The XG tonight, 3.31 to Bournemouth. They should have scored 3.5 goals, basically. Spurs, 0.58. Tells it all. Basically, didn't make a single chance. Absolutely appalling. Matt Richardson says, yeah, but we have injuries every year. Our medical teams suck. What other reason is there? Rick C says, and starting Johnson on the left so he can F off for that. Okay, here's a bit of a different one. TSOM, no one out. Let's support and stop putting unnecessary pressure on the team. Okay, that's some positivity. I have to say, I usually try and remain positive where I can, but it's very, very difficult at that point because we made nothing. Bournemouth had it so easy all game. They should have won 4 or 5-0. We didn't lay a glove on them. And there's no excuse for that. Even if you've got 9 players out, there's no excuse for a good squad like ours not laying a glove on them. Michael B says the players have it too comfortable. They don't have the hunger to win. Chris Bates, players only interested in better games. Charles Peston, Bournemouth are strong at home. Wake up, they are. They beat Man City at home. They beat Arsenal at home. But did we lay a glove on them? Laren Deb has just said, I'm disappointed in you. That's fine. It's subjective, Deb. Absolutely fine. But answer me. We didn't lay a glove on them. We didn't even try. Did we try? Did we really, really put in the required effort? Do you think they're still playing for Ange like properly in these kind of games? I'll tell you what, in these kind of games, you have to outperform and outrun the opposition to even have a chance. Did we do that? Did we win the first and second balls? Did we go in hard on 50-50s? No, we didn't. And that's why we lost the game, as well as just some woeful marking from that set piece. But we deserve to lose a game 4 or 5-0, so the set piece doesn't matter. Darren Goldsmith said it all along. We overachieved last season, just not good enough and so inconsistent. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. God help us with the goalkeeper at the weekend. He's a shambles. I think Forster made some more important saves tonight. He was put under some positions where he had to make difficult passes. I don't think that's always his fault. Jack Legross says, Barnaby, you're right. Anyone thinking this is acceptable is wide of the mark. Charles Peston, Barnaby, without Bentaker and Romero, Spurs are woeful.